Africa, one of the largest producers of natural resources for the entire world.
The scramble for Africa during the Berlin Conference of 1884, where, quite frankly, we Africans were not exactly consulted, resulted in massive fragmentation and many sovereign states with small populations. Liberia, 4 million, Cape Verde, 500,000. Pan-Africa gives you 1 billion people, granted across 55 countries with trade barriers and other impediments. But our ancestors traded across the continent before Europeans drew lines around us.
Resources such as salt, grains, minerals such as gold, silver, iron, oil, and diamonds are largely funding the rest of the world's economy. However, due to heavy sanctions put on Africa by the World Trade Organization, Africa is not able to benefit fully off the resources that the continent provides to the rest of the world to ensure their economic stability. Forces African countries to trade with foreign countries instead of trading within their own borders under heavy trade restrictions set by world banks.
I would love issues of trade to be looked into to also, be able to be a bit more favorable for Africa and for Kenya in this respect, so that as we talk of development, countries can also grow and not just wait on aid.
Of course, the West needs Africa's resources most desperately to power airplanes, cell phones, computers, and engines. And the gold and diamonds, of course, a status symbol to determine their powers by their core and to give value to their currencies. One thing that keeps me puzzled, despite having studied finance and economics at the world's best universities, the following question remains unanswered. Why is it that 5,000 units of our currency is worth 1 unit of your currency, where we are the ones with the actual gold reserves? It's quite evident that the aid is in fact not coming from the West to Africa, but from Africa to the Western world. The Western world depends on Africa in every possible way, since alternative resources are scarce out here. So how does the West ensure that the free aid keeps coming? By systematically destabilizing the wealthiest African nations and their systems, and all that backed by huge PR campaigns, leaving the entire world under the impression that Africa is poor and dying and merely surviving on the mercy of the West. Well done, Oxfam, UNICEF, Red Cross, Life Aid, and all the other organizations that continuously run multi-million-dollar advertisement campaigns depicting charity porn to sustain that image of Africa.
Traditional prescriptions for growth in Africa are not working very well. After $1 trillion in African development-related aid in the last 60 years, real per capita income today is lower than it was in the 1970s. Aid is not doing too well. In response, the Bretton Woods institutions, the IMF and the World Bank, push for free trade, not aid. Yet the historical record shows little empirical evidence that free trade leads to economic growth.